Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be installing a DA Integra radiator into my Civic EF hatch. That's a radiator from a 1990 to 93 Integra. Now, I'm doing this because I have a B18B1 swap, and like all B series engines, the coolant neck is larger in diameter than compared to the D series. It's about 1/8 of an inch larger. So when we do these swaps with Civics with D series, usually we would run the B series hoses, which is larger in diameter, and it'll be very loose on the Civic radiator. We'll just use adjustable clamps and we'll just tighten them down all the way until it seals. And that's basically how you would, retain the stock Civic radiator. Now, in the past, I haven't ever encountered any issues, but in my current setup, I have encountered an issue where I am losing a little bit of coolant. And that is in the areas where I over-clamped it. Now, I've noticed that when over time, I lose a little bit of coolant and there's coolant smell in the engine bay. So I have pressure tested the system, and just like I predicted, it is coming out from those areas where I had to tighten it to clamp onto a smaller diameter Civic radiator. So the only options that we have to really fix that issue is really going with a B series compatible radiator. Now, we can essentially go with something that is made for the car, this application. I've actually never installed a DA Integra radiator in a Civic EF hatch before, but I have read that it is completely a stock fitment. It just drops right in with minimal or no modifications at all. But the other options, aside from going with a DA Integra radiator, is that you could get the one for this application, like a Skunk 2 radiator or a coil rad. These are the full aluminum radiators with the B series inlet and outlets. Well, those radiators are quite expensive. Like compared to the stock replacement that I purchased, around $100 Canadian, the coil rad goes for around $500 Canadian and up. So I can buy 5 stock replacements for the price of 1. Yes, the coil rad and the Skunk 2 radiators, the full aluminums, do look a lot nicer and they perform amazingly because they're dual core. But being dual core, they are a little thicker, so that it takes up a little bit more space in the engine bay. And with a B series swap, with AC and all that, the clearance issues, there's a lot of tight spaces. There's not a lot of room to work with. So I want to save as much room as possible. So I'm running a stock replacement Integra radiator, which is a single core. It is slightly thicker than the stock Civic radiator, but not by a whole lot, maybe less than ½ an inch thicker. So hopefully it fits. On top of that, we are replacing the hose clamps on the hoses to the spring type clamps. I don't like having to tighten down my clamps all the time. So the spring type clamps will help with that issue because, OEM usually runs the stock spring type clamps anyways. I may also replace the lower radiator hose, which is currently a silicone hose. I have a rubber upper hose, but the lower hose is a silicone hose, and I kind of want them to match. So I did purchase a brand new rubber hose that I could use for this. On top of that, I've noticed that with this current setup, I'm running a 9-inch AC fan, like a slim AC fan, and it's not really cooling the AC system enough. So I'm going to max it out. The maximum size that I could go with is a 12-inch AC fan. So we're going to put in a 12-inch slim AC fan as well into the Integra radiator. So might as well improve it while I'm in there, right? So let's get started and let's see how everything goes. All right, first things first, we're going to drain the coolant. Now while I'm waiting for it to drain, I'm just going to remove the radiator brackets here, this one and the other side, and the radiator will be nice and loose after that. We'll have to disconnect the fans as well as the 2 hoses, and then this radiator will just pop right out. now we're going to disconnect the hoses. Alright guys, so here's the two radiators side by side. I haven't fully unpacked this one. I don't want to, damage any of the fins or anything like that. But this is the DA Integra one. As you can see, the bottom, I just matched them up bottom to bottom. They just match up completely. The height and everything, they're pretty much identical. Only thing is, this single core one for the DA Integra one is a little bit thicker, and you can kind of see it between the two here, like just from the side angle here. You can see like this is a little bit thinner versus this one is quite a bit thicker. So this core, the Integra core is about a 1 inch. This one's about like 60 something, 0.6 something inches. So they're roughly about half an inch difference in core size. That being said, because there was so much difficulty pulling this one out with the stock fan, we're gonna probably install 2 slim fans on here. So to eliminate the stock fan completely, because look how thick that thing is. It's pretty thick. So I'll do 2 12-inch fans on here, which maxes out this whole radiator. And hopefully that will give it enough airflow. Obviously the stock fan is usually better, but I don't think I'll be able to get that to fit with this radiator. So let's go ahead and try and put both fans on here. I mean, I'll try to put the stock fan on here just to see if it matches up, because some of you guys might not have AC. So without AC, it's a lot more clearance in the engine bay. So we can see how the stock fan fits onto the DA radiator. So let's just rotate this so that it's pretty much identical to the Civic one. So here is the factory fan, and it does fit into that slot there. And then as you can see, it lines up with this hole here to bolt up the fan, as well as we just have to move this clip over to the next, and then it should also match up. It's only missing this bottom little piece here, this peg that holds it down, but that's okay. I don't think that's a big deal. So here are my slim fans. If we take this one off, it gets so much more clearance, I think. So let's just set these in here just to see how it looks. So if this one goes in there, this one goes over here, like so. Yeah, that's way more clearance. Alright guys, so I put in the Integra Radiator just to test fit it, just to make sure that it clears everything. Hood clears, everything clears. It is a little bit tight around here, as you can see, because this is thicker now that it takes up much more of a gap. But once the radiator bracket here, gets bolted down, it's not going to rub or anything like that. I've already tested it. I'm still debating on whether running the OEM fan or not. The OEM fan is a lot better than the slim fan. But in order to put it in, I'm going to have to maybe take off the cross member. So we'll see.
I'm just going to do a little bit more test fitting before I finalize everything. All right, so I test fitted the slim fan here. It's not bolted up or anything or zip tied down, just to see if we have any clearance issues, and there's no clearance issues. It completely clears the header and all that. So it is completely fine to have the slim fan. The only question is, how am I going to take it in and out? Because, you know, the radiator is going to be very tight to take it out. I mean, these lines, I guess if I could move these around. Unfortunately, I put this heat shield on here, which is supposed to help with the heat, but, you know, I don't know if it rubs or anything right now. Probably not, but we do need to kind of shift it a little bit to get this fan to be able to pull out with the radiator. All right, so I managed to get the stock fan to fit. I do have to go in from the bottom. As you can see, I did drop the cross member there. So stock fan does fit. And I think I'd rather run the OEM fan than a slim fan on this side. This fan actually does pull a lot more airflow, and I've noticed that by doing just some tests. I put this up to a battery, and it was sucking air like really strongly, versus the slim fan. It doesn't really do the same. So at this point, I think it's okay to have it like this. Unfortunately, if I ever have to replace the fan, I'm going to have to drop the cross member, which is a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. So it does fit, but we have to go from the bottom up to get in here once the radiator is set in place. So now that I know that it fits, I'm going to go ahead and install the slim fan on this side so that I can slip the radiator with the slim fan into this spot, then put this fan in, and then we should be good to go. All right, so a couple things that I did is this oil cooler here, we're not going to use it. This is really for automatic transmissions. We have a manual. We don't need it. So I removed the valves here. I just twisted them off, and I sealed them off with some foil tape, and then I just took some heat shrink and shrunk it around so that it just holds it in place so no debris gets in there. This gives us a little bit more room and clearance and stuff. And then I marked off where I want the fans. So this is going to be pointing downwards, and it's on these hole spots here. I've already marked them off, so we could easily just put them in. Yeah, so I could easily just put them in. Another couple things is I'm going to be putting this kit on here. So it essentially goes in like this, and then on the back side underneath this will be this piece that goes all the way through. Go. Now that that's pulled through, we just gotta push all the way through. And then we will use the back end of these. I already put the foam padding on those. That should be good. Held in place pretty sturdy. Now we're good to cut these zip ties. All right, this is all fully mounted, and it's mounted on this side as well. So just the spring, it's not going anywhere. Now let's put it into the car. All right, here we go. Everything is kind of mocked up right now before I bolt it all down and put all the hoses in. But as you can see, this fits, and there's lots of clearance here. And same with this one. I mean, this one, not a lot of clearance, but it clears the header and all that kind of stuff. So we're good here as well. So let's get to bolting all this stuff back up, and then we should be good to bleed the system. All right, now we're gonna try and we're gonna fill it up with coolant and check for any leaks and bleed the system. We are gonna filter out the old coolant because it probably got dirty in the bucket.
there you go, guys. The DA Integra Radiator is completely installed in my EFCIVIC. And it fits like a glove. It was a complete drop-in and, you know, no modifications required at all. It fits like OEM. So everything is like stock, basically. Now the inlet and outlets are completely matched to the engine side. Now I haven't actually seen any other pictures or videos of other people doing a DA Integra Radiator, but I read on forums that it does work. Now I actually have done it and it does work. So it fits and everything is matched up, and I'm running spring clamps again. So everything is like stock, I guess. Anyways, I hope this video helps you guys out. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.